It's Mr. Burley at the York Catholic District School Board. In the last video, we used AutoCAD web version or AutoCAD installed desktop version, if you like. And we brought this image in and we scaled it to the right size. And then we used that information going back into the AutoCAD. We can come back in here and we can get measurements for rooms and everything. And I'll tell you flat out, you can bring an image, and probably you already know this because you probably worked with this. You can bring an image into SketchUp and trace it. Problem with that is if you trace the image, is the accuracy. If you're just tracing the walls, it's pixelated. So, I want my wall exactly 6 inches thick, right? Because we are doing architecture here. We're not just drawing a picture. So when you get into that, you all of a sudden have to start to then use guides and so on. And it really made things complicated. And I tried it several times and I just kept going back to this method here. It seems like a couple extra steps, but truth be told, it's cleaner, it looks nicer. So you can do that if you choose to. You can give it a try, but honestly, I found this much nicer. So perfect example here is this is 24 feet wide by 20. So I can just go into schools. I can click here. I can click down here and I can go 24 feet, comma, 20 feet, enter. And I have my outside edge. And then I'm going to come in here and I'm going to grab this offset tool like so. I'm going to click the outside edge and I'm going to bring it in 6 inches. So I've got my outside wall already. And now I can come in here and I can bring that wall up, which is what I'm going to do next. Bring this wall here up, and I think it's 9 feet. So I've got my perimeter done already. And now I can start drawing some of my interior walls. So we'll switch over to AutoCAD and let's get some dimensions. Let's work on these two walls here. These ones are much more complicated and you'll have some fun doing that, certainly. We can cut out some windows, but let's draw these two interior walls first. So we'll come in here and we're going to take this measurement to, there's a couple different ways you can do this. You can annotate, you can come in here and use your tape measure. But what I was doing is I was just taking this, just drawing, click a drawing tool. And if I want to find out how long that wall is, or I guess more importantly, what I could draw is that whole wall all the way across, and then I could cut the center out. So I can come in here and I can say, okay, well, how wide is it from, and I know it's hard to see this, but you can click there and you can come right across there and you can see 4'11". So I would say that's a 5 foot wall, 4 foot, not 10. I would, if you say you bump that out to a 5 foot. So we'll come back in here. Now, we also need to know, so you can write that down, it's 5 feet. And we also need to know, hit the escape tool and come up here. I need to know how far back it is. So it's actually, says right here, 10 foot 4 inches. So from the inside here to the inside of here, we'll set to 10 foot 4 inches. So we just come over here, come into here, and we're going to get it, let's take a line tool for this tool first. Here in the corner, I'm going to delete that guy in a second. Should delete him now. And we're going to come up here. I'm just doing a guide up, and the guide's going to be 10 foot 4 inches. Enter. I got the guide put there. You can see it now. I'm going to do it on this side too. Again, all kinds of different strategies. You can try different methods than I'm doing. So I'm going to come up here, 10 foot 4 inches. And now I got my line running across. So now I can simply come in here and I can get a rectangle tool. I can grab him and come across to there and then walk back this way. So it's going to be 23 feet. You can see already because it's grabbed that edge. So it's 23 feet, comma, and it's 4 inches thick because it's an interior wall. Floor, make sure you put inches. Oh, back up, 23 feet, comma, 4 inches. And there I have my wall. Again, there's different, the way I just drew that in, there's all kinds of different options to do it, and you can obviously explore those. Now you can come in here and we can say, okay, let's push this guy, pull this guy up. So we can grab that wall and we can bring it right up to the top of here, edge, right? And now we can come in and let's cut the hole for the wall. So again, we'll use some guides, come in here, and we want the center, right? So we want the midpoint. So walk into the center. There's my center. And I'm going to come back this way, half 5 feet, right? So what do we got? 2 feet. Oh. So, bang. Oh, do that right, did I? Is it in there? I can't see it. I guess another option I can do is this. I know that's the center midpoint. I can just come up this way like this, and I can make the door height is the second one. So the door height is the second one. So midpoint. You can do it without guides, I guess. So the width is front door 2, comma, and the height is 8 feet. Enter. All right, so I can do the same thing going the other way. Come like this, and I can say it's 8 feet. And there I have it. Again, I could have drawn a midline here and drew some guides around here and a guide from the top and a guide from here over and all sorts of different methods. And I just like doing this way. And now I'm going to push it through. So I'm going to push this through like so. And then this one here like so. And if you go all the way through and it doesn't look like it's cutting it out, sometimes you just grab some edge here like this and it'll cut it right out. Okay, so there's my door. So I just found this way nicer, and it's not all convoluted with pictures all over the place and different colors when you extrude and so on. I just found it cleaner. All right, so we got our interior wall finished, and now we can start looking at the front view, and let's start. We're looking at these windows. Well, these windows, we can get the dimensions here, the width of the window. Like this. Let's go into AutoCAD. And the width of the window is, let's take our line tool and zoom in. A little bit pixelated, but not too bad. So from here over to there, and you can see it's 5 foot 3 inches. So I think it's a 5 foot window would be probably accurate enough. And now we'll take some liberties right now because we're really focusing on the inside of the building. I'm not worrying so much about the outside, but we can look here and you can see, well, this is about 2 feet from the bottom. You can see that this is even to the front door on the top. So we know this is an 8 foot door. So we can start drawing up that. So maybe let's cut that front door first, and then we can play with windows a little bit later. So front door, again, it's in the center. So we can do a couple of different things. We can go like this. We can grab this guy here. We can come across this way here and say how far to the center it is. Where's the midpoint? Right. Right there. There's our midpoint. And now we can do the same thing again here. And we're going to go from here over to here. 1.5 feet. Oh, I always keep forgetting feet. And the same the other way. I can go down here actually. 1.5 feet. I can take this, and I can go here, and I can come up like that, and I can say it's going to be 8 foot, comma 3 foot. Enter. There's my door, and I can cut my door out like that, and I can cut my door. Great. So you see, it's not quite cutting it out. And again, if that happens to you, just push it through. And if it's either making a piece on the inside, if that's what it's doing, sometimes it does that. Then you just click on one of these edges here on the inside. Now you can see our door. And I really want to delete this guy. He's creeping me out now because he's hiding in the corner like that. Sorry, buddy, you're gone. So again, I just find this method easier than I do bringing the image in. So let's continue that. So let's cut our windows out now. So, and I'm also so used to other CAD programs that rotate the model differently than this one does, and I'm constantly doing it wrong. Now I want to come up here and I want to say, okay, well, we'll do a guide. I think the line is about 2 feet up from the bottom, so 2 feet. And then the windows at the top, it goes right to the top of that thing, so we could do a guide there as well. We can just go across there. So now I got my guide set for that guy. Let's try that again. And now I'm looking at the drawing again. I'm going to take some liberties here. I'm going to say this looks to be about 3 feet across there, roughly. And so 3 feet, enter. And now I'm going to put my window in. So the window is going, actually one more guide. I'm thinking the window's 5 feet. I think was roughly what we figured. So we'll click that here. We'll go here, 5 feet. And looks to be about right. Maybe a little bit wider, but I'm not going to concern myself with it. And now I can just come in here and go like this, draw my window in, and then cut that window out like so. Cut it. Nope, see, you dragged it in. That's what I was referring to earlier. So if that happens, just click this, and if you're walking it through this way and it's building something like that, just click. If you click this edge, you zoom in here and click this edge. Oh, try that again. Click it and bring it through, and it just touch that edge right there. See where it says on edge, and you click it, and it'll cut the window out. So there's a window out. We've got the interior wall done, and I found this method much easier. Let's continue across. Let's do this one over here too, as well. The window is higher this time because it's got the counter space in there. So I think it's 4 feet up, I think is what I did. And so if I come in here, get myself a guide, come 4 feet up in the air. Kind of like this particular aspect of this software here, 4 feet. It's even at the top, so that's fine. And I think it's about 3 feet over because it's you want it to be somewhat symmetrical, right? If you look here at that distance there and that distance there, pretty much the same. Now, so let's come in, grab him, come over this way 3 feet, and then I think it's a 5 foot window as well. The only thing you have to be wary of is the cupboards. The window, if we bring the window over too far and then the cupboards are going to stick out from here, they may overlap. So we may have to come back and fix that window a bit later. Just something to think about. So let's grab the rectangle tool, come in this way here, and we're going to go 5 feet. And there we have it. It doesn't look like 5 feet, does it? Let's check it. No, it's 4 feet. So let's do this. Come in here, take this one over 5 feet. And we may have to come back and modify it because I'll show you in a second. Cupboards are typically 12 inches. So if you came here and put a line out this way, 12 inches, is it going to overlap with that? Maybe not. It doesn't quite look like it might. Pull that through, cut it, and you can see it's coming into place. Now what I'd like you to do, way more complicated than the next step. And to get rid of these, see how they're getting these lines all over the place? To get rid of that, you just go into here and you can either hide the guides. If you want to use them later on, you can hide them, which is nice. Or you can come in here and delete all guides so that they're gone completely, assuming we don't need those particular guides anymore. Again, like I said, this is a cleaner method, I believe. This model looks nice. You don't see all the little swing door swungs and all that other stuff hanging around. So I think it's a better method. What I'd like you to do now is I'd like you to come in here and very carefully start drawing these in. Now you can see this is 8 foot from here to here. No, this is 8'4" from here to here, I believe, and that's 8 foot, but you can get it off the model. So what you do, and this one's a little bit more complicated, and I've done it already. I can show you my other model. I have did I delete everything? You're kidding me, right? Oh, I'll check it out later. So I had finished all that, and I'm starting to panic now. Maybe I didn't save it, which can happen. So you're going to come in here and start drawing these. That's what I was trying to say. So you're going to come in here and accurately go into AutoCAD. So you come in here, and we're going to escape that. We're going to hit the escape key, and I want to first draw this one down here. So I want to go from there down to here. So I can get the line tool. I can go right in the corner nicely, like so. I can walk right down and say, okay, well, that looks to be 2 foot 11 inches. So I would say we'd make that exactly 3 feet. I'm thinking that's pretty close to 3 feet. I think it's just a pixelation. So we make that 3 feet, and we know it's 4 inches thick. So we can come back. I'll help you with one section, and then I'll pause the video, and you can do the rest of them. So 3 feet. What else do I need to know? I need to know how far across that is. So I need to know from here over to here. So that's the 8 foot. So that's 8 feet out. 8 feet out, and it's, once I get it, it's 8 feet out, and from here, I say it was all right, down to here is 3 feet down. So 3 feet. So again, come back here. We're going to do this into here, rotate around to that corner right there. Creepy guy's gone. Perfect. We're going to come out, what did I say, 8 feet? Eight feet, enter. Perfect. And then I want to come out, I want to make that, the width of that thing is 4 inches. So from here to here is 4 inches because it's an interior wall. Again, with more success this time. 4 inches. Perfect. And now I want it 3 feet out this way. So 3 feet. And now you can see that inner wall. So now I come in here and I can just go, I can draw it like that, or I can click this guy and I can come here. This is the easiest way I find, like that. And perfect. And now we're going to pull that. We can draw them all. We don't have to pull it all right now. You can draw the next segment, pull it all up later if you like to do that. Or you can click on the pull it up right now and be done with it. Probably easier to leave it down. It's easier to see. So then the next segment. So you look at the next thing and say, okay, so where are we next? We got to go. I've got to come in this way here. So I've already come down the 3 feet. So I'm going to just do this little section right here in this way, or I can, and you can see there's a bit of a gap here. This right here, 4 inches, there's probably a bit more. So I'm going to say, okay, let's build this section here out like that. And we can join them all together a bit later on. So let's take him. So I'm going to go here out to there, and you can see that's 6 inches. Okay, and you know that is 4 inches thick wall. So I know it's 6 inches out from this point right here. So from here across there, 6 inches. So that means if I come into my drawing here and I'm going to do this, I can go here and I can come out this way, 6 inches. And then I can come from this guy here. He's inbound, right? It's not below. So I'm going to come this by 4 inches this way. 4 inches. Now I can draw that in. So I can take this little guy, rectangle tool, and I can draw him right across from there to there, and you can see my wall starting. And now I can come down. There's another one here is 4 inches. Let's see where he goes. So he runs right down to that point there. So again, flip back to here. You just have to be aware, like I could have accidentally joined this section down here, and then of course it's going to be too long. So you just have to go back and double check some things. So this is what I'd like you to do, is continue this strategy and build the interior walls of your house. Again, probably much more complicated than this. That's how I'm marking. I'm looking for complexity of design. This house here has 1 wall, 2 walls. These little guys here, which don't take too long to put in. And then of course we got the little garbage can wall here, and then that's basically it. So once you finish drawing it, I'm just going to fake it in right now. Just pretend I finished it, and I know I didn't. I pretend it looks like that. And then, of course, we come in here and we bring all our walls up. Boop, like that, and it's going to be 9 feet, enter. This guy is 9 feet, enter. And you can scroll around this one, bring the other corner in. So you can bring it up like that. You can come to the top like this. Then once you bring them all up, and they're done like that, to make them one solid wall, you just come in, you start your eraser tool, and you just start erasing lines that are not necessary, because that line wouldn't actually be there, right? And then it becomes a solid wall. And so I come over here, same is true. This line would not be here anymore, right? And then I've got my solid wall. All right, so that's the next step. So this video here, recap, you're using AutoCAD to get the dimensions. As I stated, you can bring the image in, but I think this is a much cleaner way to do it. Use the AutoCAD, tab back and forth between the two, draw your exterior walls, make them the proper thickness, which is usually 6 inches thick. Then you bring your interior walls in, lay out all your interior walls, and then we'll cut all of our windows. And then the next video, we'll start bringing stuff in. We'll maybe add the deck on the front and so on. Okay.